When working in a studio environment, or if you have a project where you're using the same avatar and the same proportions, it's a good idea to set up your avatar, the arrangement points on the avatar, to help you with the simulation. So to do that, we'll go to the avatar menu, into avatar editor, and here we'll switch to the arrangement menu. As you can see, it's completely empty at this point. There's nothing here because it's a custom avatar. It comes with nothing basically, and so to add the points and the bounding volumes, we simply need to open them in the Marvelous Designer folder. So we click on this icon. It's a little folder icon, and here we need to go to the location where you installed Marvelous Designer. Actually, not the Marvelous Designer itself, but the documents. Basically, it's like help materials for the program. It will open the default location for you. Here we select any version. I'll select the latest one. We'll go to avatar folder, another avatar folder, and here you have all the avatars, the default ones that come with the program. So we have 3 female versions, 3 male versions, and then there's the Sansa avatars. It doesn't really matter which one you select. For this purpose, it doesn't matter if it's a female or a male version, but we'll go with the male. So I'll click on the male A, and here you have a folder that is called arrangement. So we'll click that, and then there's the only file that is bounding volume that we need to choose. So double click that. Now we have the bounding volumes on the avatar, and this doesn't do much in terms of helping us with the garments and the simulation, because we need to add some points to those volumes. So to do that, in this field, the point field, we'll click on the folder icon again, and this will open up the same location. So in our case, this is male 1. It's again the same folder, the arrangement folder, and this time it's the only file, but it's a different name. It's called arrangement points. So double click. Now all the points are on the bounding volumes. And so the next step is to customize those bounding volumes. As you can see, my avatar is roughly the same size, the same length as the one that comes with Marvel's Designer, but I'm still gonna arrange some of those volumes. So there's definitely gonna be some arrangements in the arms volumes, and it's the same tools. It's moving and rotating just like you would move and rotate your garments in 3D view. So it's the same procedure. So I'm just gonna roughly align those volumes to the avatar. And so the next thing is to remove some of those volumes that I don't need. For example, I don't need the cuffs, because I usually make my cuffs from the sleeves geometry, which is already bent. So I don't need that. I don't need the skirt. I don't need those ones on the shoulders, and I don't need this one either. In this case, I will use just this one on the neck. So this is gonna be for the collar, or for a if I'm making a hoodie, if I'm making a hat. So I would use that. If you enjoy this content or find it useful, please consider supporting me by buying me a cup of coffee via the link in the description. Okay, so that's basically it. That's what I would use for for setting up the avatar. The good thing about it is that it's not just for you. Like I said, if you're in an environment where you have other people working with you, you have your colleagues and teammates, when you have this done, you can always just click this little diskette icon, and you can save your points and your arrangements as a custom set, and you can share it with your teammates, so they can just load it up and they will get the same arrangements, which is very easy to start working with. Another thing that you might try is customizing the the bending of those arrangement points. So for example, this is a sleeve. If I was to use my newly set up arrangement points, and if I clicked on one of them, the sleeve is quite slim. It's tight. It's almost like a complete closed off tube, and even though it's not a bad thing, but quite sometimes it might cause some problems with simulation, especially when you have an avatar that has its arms bent in a like 45 degrees or something like that in the elbow. And so in those cases, I would change. If I click on the sleeve, and after we clicked on one of those arrangement points, you have the option for doing some modifications, basically. And so in the case where the elbow is bent, I would change the offset to something different than the default setting, which is 50. So I would change it to, it depends on the avatar obviously, but I would change it to something that is that makes the garment less closed off. It makes it more relaxed, basically. So it would be something like that. And after this done, I would just put it into location, and I would sew it together, and then I would do the simulation. And if you know that most of your garments are going to be not so tight, and the avatar has those bent arms, instead of doing this thing every single time that you create something, that you create shirts for the same avatar, jackets, whatever they might be, and you going here into the settings and you change the offset every single time, you can actually do it in the avatar editor on those on the arrangement points themselves. So what you need to remember is the arrangement point that you're going to be clicking every single time when you want your garments to snap to the avatar. So in this case, it would be this one. This would be arm outside to left. And when I click it, there are the options. There's the XY positions, which is if I go here and I change that, as you can see, just it rotates around the X axis, and this is that basically moves the garment along the Y axis. But the option that I want is the offset, and so if I click on the point that I want to change, to modify, I simply need to change the offset volume to something like, let's say, 80. And then if I click on my garment, and then I click on the newly set up arrangement point, you can see that this is what more or less what I want, and this will happen with every single piece of garment that you create. So again, you can save this as a custom arrangement points, and you can share it with your teammates. So this will just save some time, and it will allow you to stay a little bit more focused. And speaking of focus, To hide and unhide those arrangement points every time you want to snap your garments to the avatar, the shortcut or hotkey for the display of the points is Shift F. So if we click Shift F, it hides it and unhides it, and in here on the actual UI, this is where it's located.